In this tutorial, we model a Rubik's Cube and add the correct materials to it for an emission Rubik's Cube, and we attempt at animating it. I will come back to you using a better way than animating than this, because this is obviously no good, but it kind of still gets the job done. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, to design the Rubik's Cube, first let's get the materials done. Select this, press tab, go into edit mode, press 3 to choose face select, choose a face, go to your material settings, and we're going to add our materials. In this tutorial, we're going to make all our materials emissions with a strength of 5 because we want to have fun. Let's rename the first material white, and let's click assign. Go to our material settings, the whole thing should be white. That's okay. Press the plus sign here, press new. Rename this BLCK, black. Choose a side. Click on black over here. Change to emission. And this time we make it black with an emission strength of 5 and click assign. Then we're going to choose the next side. Add a new material. New. Let's choose blue. Change this to emission. Let's choose a blue color that we like. Strength of 5 and click assign. Alright, so we've got white, black and blue. Let's choose another side. New, let's call this green and change this to emission. Change the color to green. Give it a strength of 5. Click assign. Next color would be plus, new, change this to emission, rename this red, change this to red, give it a strength of 5 and click assign. This bottom one here, we need to select it, add a new color, new, rename this yellow. Change this to emission, give it a strength of 5 and click on yellow and then press assign. And we can always adjust the strength later if we don't think it's popping enough. But that's the first main part. The second thing I quickly want to do is press tab, go into object mode, numpad 1, GZ1. And then press shift A, mesh, plane, S20. And I think we are ready to go. Right, now we have to just select this cube over here, go to our modifier properties, add an array modifier, increase the X factor to 1.02 and make the count 3. Minimize this, add a new array, increase the count to 3 also, this time make the X 0 but make the Y 1.02. Minimize, add another array modifier, make the count 3, make the X 0, this time make the Z 1.02. There we go. Are they all 1.02? I believe they are. Perfect. Now that they're all done, while you're in object mode, you can apply this. And with everything applied, press tab, go into edit mode, press A, select all. A, select all. You can choose wireframe mode with X-ray turned on and just make sure everything is selected. Press P, click on loose parts. Quickly scroll down here, create a new collection and drag all the loose parts into this new collection. We can minimize that so it's all neat, and we're going to call this collection Rubik's Cube. There we go. We can go to material view mode so we can see how things look like in our material viewport. I quite like that. And perhaps you want to just change the move where the camera will be. Possibly somewhere here would be appropriate. Control Alt numpad 0. Select our camera. G to grab your camera. Make sure you're in object mode or else it won't work. There we go. G. There we go. That should be perfect. The next thing we want to do is get out of our camera view. click on our light source. Let's just get our light source completely out the way. GX, change our light source to sun, give it a strength of 10, and make it warm-ish, I guess, would be interesting. We can see how it looks in render view, but before we do, I'm also going to add a environmental texture. You can go to hdrhaven.com or find any image you want to use. And I am going to use an image I've used in many of my tutorials. Just trying to find it now. Trust me to struggle to find it now when I'm trying to rush through this. Oh, here's another one. I'll use this one. Boom. Switch to render view mode to see how this looks in the render view. Take a few seconds to load. It's okay. Alright, so now we're in action. A few things I want to do is I want to select this plane here, give it a material, new, change this to glossy, give it a roughness of 0.2, and go to my materials, turn on screen space reflection, bloom, and ambient occlusion. Cool, I'm very happy with that, and we can see how it looks in our scene. That's good enough for me. And we could mess with the bloom, but we're not going to. Right. So we've got 3 layers here. The next thing we want to do is create our rig. So create a new collection. We're going to call this the rubix rig. Just double click it. Let's try that again. Rename this collection. RUBIX rig. There we go. And I'm just going to hide the ground for a second and anything else that I don't need. Numpad 1. And first thing I want to do is select all of this. Turn on wireframe mode, select all of this. So everything is selected. Right click, set origin to geometry. It turns out using a rigging system is a little bit more complicated than I thought for a Rubik's Cube, so I'll have to get back to you on that. But in the meantime, if you want to animate it, you could, for example, select the entire Rubik's Cube, press I, click on location and rotation. Then select, go to frame 30, for example. Select the bottom row, press RZ 90. Choose the top row, RZ minus 90. Select everything, press I, location and rotation. Next thing you want to do is go to frame 60 and take the middle here. RX90. Now, for whatever reason, I need to get back to you on how it's currently going in on itself, which is a little bit frustrating, but I'll definitely get back to you on that in the future. But hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to create an interesting Rubik's Cube. Let's make the end frame 60. I believe the middle will mess up slightly, but when it rotates in the opposite direction, so I'll have to get back to you on that. But either way, it should look pretty good. Let's also just click on the surface here, GZ minus 1, GZ minus 2. Okay, there we go. And if we press spacebar, we can see the sides work. But even with when the sides didn't work, the thing that frustrates me is it goes in a little bit. So I'm going to figure out how to fix that in a future tutorial. So sorry about that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.